This episode of After Dark is brought to you by Audible.com. For a free 30-day trial as well as a free audiobook, head on over to Audible.com/Gamebreaker.
Gamebreaker TV.
What's up, everybody, and welcome to After Dark, the live call-in show where these two are way too hyper, and I'm the Debbie Downer. It is November 5th, 2013. Everybody's getting excited. Why? Because it's almost BlizzCon.
Oh my god, Warlord the Draenor!
Spoilers!
Oh shit!
You can't just...
Oh, I'm sorry.
You can't just open up with that.
Good night, everyone. You don't have to go to BlizzCon.
Now I gotta delete the whole show. Joining me every week like he does, the one, the only, the man, the myth, the legend from all over the place, XIV Reborn, free-to-play, Gamebreaker TV, and on that corner doing magic tricks, Mr. Mike Byrne.
How are you? Mike, the Mike Killer.
Mike,
good to see you again, my friend.
I would hope, well, it might not be good to see me again if I'm a Mike Killer, because you, sir, are a Mike.
No,
Yes.
I'm a magic man.
Oh, okay.
It's different. It's a different thing.
He's got the magic in him. He's got the magic in him.
And the man with the magic, Mr. Zach Schultz, or Kiggles as we like to call him here. How's it going, sir?
Good. Fuck solo queue.
Yeah? Yeah.
And the show's over.
And that's all we came here to say. It's fuck solo queue. No, this is the live call-in show where you guys call in and ask us questions. Just don't ask Kiggles about League of Legends, because he's just going to tell you that he hates solo queue. Because, yeah, pretty much that. Pretty much, if you're underage, good thing it's after dark, because the filters are off, clearly. You know what, let's just go ahead and open up the lines. I've got nothing to start the show off this week. I think there's going to be a lot. I could talk about the hot topic of BlizzCon. Let's not get ourselves. I guarantee you we're going to get at least one, maybe two questions about it tonight. So let's just jump right in, take a caller, and get this show started. So, caller, you're on the line with Gamebreaker After Dark. Tell us your name, tell us where you're from. Tell us your
Can we
question.
turn the music off?
Yeah, right?
You guys can still hear it?
Can't hear a thing.
Whatever, it's off now.
Hey
Can you mute
guys,
yourself,
it's Zista from the Gamebreaker Nation.
Yo.
great.
Yeah, let's just go ahead and start with this, huh?
Hey, Mike.
What's your...
Hey, you got something for Mike, Zista? I'm assuming? Yeah? Yeah?
No, not at all.
Oh, you let me down. We were going for like 3 or 4 weeks in a row of making Mike look stupid.
Oh no, I gotta give Burn some time to take a breather, kind of
Lick
let his
his
guard
wounds.
down, and then as soon as he lets his guard down, that's when I jump him.
Gotcha. Oh,
See,
you
but
heard
here's
it
the
here.
thing, though, Shaft, that we are currently in contemplation for a post-BlizzCon challenge that results in a loser 24-hour stream. Now, the rules of this battle have not been determined nor accepted by Zista or myself yet. That's still to be worked out. But there is something that may happen.
Interesting.
Round one.
We may have some kind of contest resulting in a 24-hour stream. We were talking about this briefly in the Gamebreaker Mumble, and it may be a thing.
Well, what do you got for us then, Zista, this time? What's your question?
Well, I am going to BlizzCon for the first time. Looking for some kind of tips here, and I heard something about Gamebreaker Nation might be having a party of some sort.
No, we decided to cancel
more
that.
info about that?
No, we canceled it. People didn't seem interested. We don't really think that this BlizzCon thing is popular, so we decided just, nah. It's not worth
BlizzCon's
it.
Canceled. You canceled
Yeah.
BlizzCon.
Oh, who
We
is he
canceled
kidding? They already
BlizzCon,
packed
too.
up the equipment. There's no lights in the studio right now.
There's none at all.
That's
Yeah,
why
the
it's all
shine-
off.
The shine on his forehead is
It
from...
is so hot right now. I'm sorry that I only turned one light on. I wish I had the post here. I just do not. I've got all of the details somewhere on our website. However, for those of you who are interested, as this is said, we are doing a huge BlizzCon party for anyone out there who is attending BlizzCon. Maybe you're not attending BlizzCon. Maybe you live in the California area. I know we get a lot of callers on this show that are from Riverside, Moreno Valley area for some reason. So if you guys are out there and you guys are not going to BlizzCon, maybe come by and hang out with all of us at the Annabella Hotel Thursday night. Party starts at 5. That's when the live stream will be turned on. I don't think we're honestly going to start really doing a show until 6. Don't hold me to it, but I don't think we're going to start doing anything until about 6 o'clock. But if you're in the area, you can obviously come by the Annabella Hotel and hang out with us, the ZAM crew, which means WoW Insider, as well as the Convert to Raid crew, the WoW Head people. It's going to be a very big event. I was actually just looking at the guest list of the VIPs that are coming by, and there are a lot of them. A lot of, World of Warcraft related figureheads and content creators are all going to be coming by. So if you ever wanted to meet some of your favorites.
Hey, Chefnit, why don't you drop those names? I'll pick them up for you.
I'm not dropping the names.
So, Mike,
did I say a name yet? Mike
If I was to
Schaffnit's going to be there, guys. It's going to be great.
Oh, that one's so light. Oh my god, that's like a feather.
Mike, if I was to bring some cheesecake to this party,
Not
might
eating
might
it.
we be able to share?
Yeah, yeah. cheesecake.
People have been saying this since my vendetta against cheesecake started. I will not be eating cheesecake at this BlizzCon party.
You know that yellow dress that I have in my set background?
No.
Maybe I may be bringing that to BlizzCon to slip over you for a picture or something. You never know.
I'm gonna go with a no.
Zista is now trying to dress Schaffnit live on the show. Nice.
I will have to be severely
You have to get a few
poor.
drinks.
I will have to
may
have
in
very
fact
poor
be
judgment
Zista
for that to
people
happen.
again. I may, in fact, be Zista people again if that happens.
Can we just let's all okay, ready? This is rule 1 through 1 million of the Gamebreaker TV party. Ready? Pace yourselves. Don't drink the whole bottle of alcohol.
Josh Allen.
Do not be
Josh
Lord.
Allen.
Felicia Day.
I guess. Hang on. I have to clarify because he corrected me on Legendary. It was only half a bottle of Jack
But then he's a
Daniels or
lightweight,
whatever.
okay? I go through 2 bottles on Tuesdays, and I pay for it on Wednesdays with a massive headache. But I do it all for you people.
So I'm actually going to be in the area earlier. I'm getting in tomorrow afternoon. So if you guys need help setting up, let me know.
Absolutely, and I think we will contact you about something and for help and stuff that we need to have done. So we'll let you know. Okay. So your question was first
What the hell was the
BlizzCon.
question? Oh,
First
all right.
BlizzCon
first
for him.
BlizzCon. What do I expect? Where should I be? What should I be doing?
Have you guys been to BlizzCon? I feel like this almost might be a repeat of Legendary here because this is it.
I
all
have
got
never
thrown on
been to
me.
BlizzCon, but I have been to gaming conventions, and so just in general, I will tell you: wear comfortable shoes. That's the only rule.
What an
Is
old
wear
man.
comfortable shoes. Okay, go to BlizzCon, Kiggles.
Listen,
You young man,
listen.
you. And walk around
Yeah.
in stiletto heels, my friend, and see
Oh,
how the
please.
night's gonna be.
Okay, do you know me? I have done drag, honey. Okay, chill yourself. This is what you do. Ready? Coming from Kiggles, the straightest straight man. You scope out the hot chicks. You bang them, okay? And then you don't give them your number. You take them out for a nice seafood dinner. You never call them again.
Someone help me! What is this show now? So okay, BlizzCon. I don't want to talk too much about this because we got this exact question on Legendary, and Pat and Olivia had never been. This is their first BlizzCon too. So I've already kind of somewhat answered this question on Legendary, but I'll repeat it here for you guys because you guys watch this show. Maybe you don't watch Legendary. Real quick, the things you don't want to miss out on is number one, first and foremost, BlizzCon isn't about things. It's about the experience. It's about being around a bunch of people that are like-minded, that like the same stuff as you do. That's about like seeing the grandeur and the presentation of the epicness that is your favorite Blizzard game, whether that be StarCraft, World of Warcraft, Diablo, or you're excited about Heroes of the Storm. After having been there, there wasn't really like anything that I felt like I couldn't necessarily miss. It was really just about what I wanted to experience and where I wanted to spend my time to see the most. Honestly, for you, if you're really excited about Heroes of the Storm and that's all you care about, then you'll probably have a blast just standing in line, going in circles, not doing anything else, and you'll still have a great time. But if you want to see a little bit of everything, then get in line for everything and go experience everything that Blizzard has to offer, because that's what's so great about BlizzCon is it literally has something for everyone who's a fan of Blizzard games. You can spend your time everywhere or you can spend your time somewhere. It doesn't matter. It's a great experience.
And conventions in general cause a great little phenomenon where you walk in and you go, holy shit, do I smell like that? What is that? Really? I play games. I don't smell like this. So wear deodorant, but don't wear too much deodorant. If you spray yourself with Axe, don't walk inside. Stay
Gross.
outside. Just
Kill yourself.
stay outside.
You use Axe, kill yourself.
Please.
Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. That was bad. That's bad advice.
I've heard.
By
I
the
heard.
way, who is excited for Poor Man's League? They're probably the same ones that's excited for Poor Man's Magic. Okay, let's get serious here.
We had an interesting talk about this. And Byrne, I think you've been talking a little bit about the idea that it's a casual League of Legends. And
that's my prediction. Yes.
No, but I've kind of ingested that, and I've thought about it. And I think you're right. I
You've
think
ingested that. You have eaten my idea. That's
Yeah, put that fist in your mouth.
the most
Show me what you're working with.
noise over the microphone ever.
so.
Just so you can hear it.
So I gotta agree with you. Gary brought up a really good point, and you kind of talked about this. Blizzard does a really good job of taking things that are hardcore and making them for the masses. Look at World of Warcraft now. Look at Hearthstone. Look at what you guys are saying, or Byrne, at least you're saying what Heroes of the Storm is going to be. And I think it makes sense. They do a really good job of that. But my concern is what happens after the glamour of the Blizzard game wears off, because League is so much fun because it thrives for the people who like the competitive nature of it. If Blizzard All-Stars skates this line of being very casual, it's not going to attract the competitive players. And then does it have the staying power for the people that casually want to play it?
Why isn't it going to attract the competitive players? Would be a question I ask. Just because the game style itself maybe isn't as in-depth or complex as a Dota 2 or a League of Legends, and maybe doesn't require the studying that and memorization, brute force for multiple champions and items and all that fun stuff that goes with League, why doesn't it appeal to that audience as well, though? Would be the question I ask.
That's a good question.
I think that it's not that it can't, because I don't know if you guys have ever played the game Awesome Nuts. It is a very low-key, easy-going MOBA-style game. But it hasn't really... And again, it's not Blizzard, so it doesn't have that prestige attached to it. But anyone who's really interested or hardcore about it doesn't really play it, and thus it doesn't really get pushed out of the underground.
Yeah, and I can see what you're talking about, but look at things that Blizzard's done in the past that we saw at some point in a development cycle and said, oh my god, I can't believe they're doing that. Really? That's so easy. No, it's going to be fun for like a week, and nobody's... Look at pet battles in World of Warcraft, right? When that little item, virtually a Pokemon game, except scaled back. It's not nearly as complex as some of the monster catching games because it's in some other game. It's ridiculously addictive, and people do it all the time a year after Mists of Pandaria launched. Hearthstone, yes, you could argue that right now it's still got that beta draw and the keys are limited and people really want to get into it. But the people that started beta testing this 2 months ago, 3 months ago even, are still religiously playing it on their streams every day. There's just something about the way Blizzard does
I have
something
to stop you there. I
that's
have to stop
long-term
you there.
addictive.
No, I have to stop you there. Okay, first of all, the key thing about pet battles in WoW is it's not a standalone game. It is a game within a game. So yes, that can do with dumbing down because it's not supposed to be its own. It's not supposed to stand on its own two legs. And the thing with Hearthstone is, I don't know where I read it, but they were talking about, oh, look at the Twitch numbers. Hearthstone is right up there with League of Legends. Honey, have you seen the Twitch? No. Hearthstone has its peak. It's like top 5 games viewed, but League is still dominant. League, no. Nuh-uh. It may be interesting. The Blizzard MOBA may be interesting. And I hope I eat my words. I hope I'm enamored by it and I keep playing it. But the other thing is that Riot is League. League is Riot.
Someone's got a League boner, I think, over there.
No. I'm saying,
no shit. What the hell, man?
they're constantly coming out
They
with
pay for your
stuff.
last tattoo? What the hell?
Excuse me, Mr. I make Summoner showcases. Hi, I'm Mike Shaffnet. Oh my god, have you seen the things going on in League? It's so awesome. Yay!
League is Riot. Riot is League. Amen. Good Lord.
I think, I mean...
Okay, then back off and take a look at this example. World of Warcraft. By this definition, or this conversation of, if it's too casual, won't people walk away from it or it won't have the long-term longevity, can't that same argument be applied to when World of Warcraft launched? And look at where it's at population-wise a decade later? Blizzard's too good at this type of stuff, making addictive, long-term gameplay with a long-term plan for a big audience. They're too good to count them out of it. Sorry.
I'm not saying that it's not going to be bad. I am not saying that. I am just saying...
You're not saying that it's not going to be bad?
Yeah,
Wait.
I am not saying that it... Okay, I am not... sorry, I am not... No,
I'm
So you're
shut up.
saying it'll be
Okay,
bad.
sorry.
So it'll be bad. It'll be bad. It'll be bad. We got it. We got it.
It's going to be bad.
No, I am not saying that it is going to be bad, okay? I am just saying that it is not going to be as popular as you think, because they caught fire with... The thing is, they were building with Warcraft and StarCraft and Diablo, and their brand was building. And they're going to get the Blizzard fans. They are. But the thing about League is the superstars of League stream on Twitch, and tons of people follow. I love watching people play League. If they can capture that, then they can capture the market. They have to beat League at their own game, which is making something that is entertaining to both play and watch, that is commentated on.
The
And that
problem
not
is
too easy.
the problem with that idea is that it's only as League is only as popular as it is because to even the casual competitive player like myself, like I don't keep up to date with all of the esports matches, and I'm not watching every streamer trying to learn the best tactics and what they're doing and where they're going, but I still love the crap out of playing that game very competitively, and it still enamors me. But the other side of it is that it also has the people that you were talking about, where thousands, hundreds of thousands of people are watching those streamers because they're not only watching them because they're good, but they're watching them because they're trying to learn something. And again, this is all basing around the idea of being in a very serious, hardcore mindset. If you go the route of trying to create this game with a much more casual basis, you're not going to have that. You're not going to have the hundreds of thousands of people sitting down on Twitch watching people play Heroes of the Storm because they won't care, because it's a more casual game and a more casual crowd. That's
And
the
you're
problem.
not gonna have the stars playing it. Do you understand what
Yes.
I'm saying? Why do people watch Trick stream? He feeds the shit out of people sometimes. He plays shitty games sometimes, but he is really good. And he is really entertaining, and he has a giant crowd. Why do people watch Sky? Because Sky is fucking entertaining. Why do people watch Mylixia? because he brings something different. There are different angles. If they can capture those people, those different angles of why people play the games and the entertaining people who play the games, then they can capture.
But it's a different. But I think we're all in agreement that's a different crowd. It's a much more, you know, lighthearted approach. It's the Blizzard fan, the masses trying to get people who maybe don't like the hard beat, because Riot has a very hardcore mindset with League, and they're not straying away from it. And there's many people like Burn who get left in the dust, who don't want to deal with it, don't want to play for 2 years to master it, but don't necessarily mind playing MOBAs or the idea of jumping in with friends who are all playing, you know, on a Friday night or something. Burn, I'm sure you'd love to do that.
I'm sorry, I had to get that knife out of my back, chef. Left in the dust. That's pretty harsh.
I'm not. You've been open about not wanting to play for years.
But I think we're making a mistake here in assuming that the popularity of a game on Twitch equates with the game's ultimate popularity and/or financial success. To me, those two things are totally different. If Blizz goes at this with the mindset of we need to take League of Legends down, they've already lost. In my book,
I agree.
It doesn't matter what game they put out, whether it's hardcore, casual, or to the masses. If that's the goal, you lost. It's too late to do that. If you want a slice of the people that like those types of games, but maybe League's a little bit too much for them, or they just want another option from League, that's the mentality you need to be at if you're Blizzard, and I think they're going to nail it. I think they're going to do really well with this.
But it's going to be a free-to-play game, right?
Of course.
Okay, so then their money is made. Their money is made on the amount of people that buy all of the shit. I will tell you that I am a League of Legends addict. I will try and stop myself, but no, I will buy all of the RP and buy the skins for the champions that I like. And that is how they're going to make your money. And if they don't have a large enough player pool, then they're not going to make the money to make the money back of the time that they invested in that.
You telling me? But they've got great. Arthas is going to be one of the champions. You telling me you wouldn't buy a human paladin version of Arthas?
No, I'd have to play the game. I have never played the game, so I am. And the other thing was you were talking about literally what you were talking about, Burn, was the WoW factor, and Blizzard would be the best company to realize the WoW factor. Is that why have all these MMOs fallen by the wayside in the past 10 years? Because they were trying to be Blizzard, or they were trying. And what are the ones that have stuck around? The ones that have carved their own niche. So if they're trying to out-League League, then they're not going to do it.
Exactly. The same point. Don't try and create an MMO to beat WoW. Don't try to create a MOBA to beat League. Create a compelling experience, and Blizzard's good at that. They'll do fine. It's going to be successful. It'll do well. Is it going to topple the big guys? Probably not, but it doesn't need to. And I don't think that's the point. And it's all total speculation anyway, since none of us know a damn thing about
how the hell did we get all the way to where we're at when how do I go about having a good time at BlizzCon? Yeah.
Can I just say one more thing?
Crap. One more thing, and then we gotta get back on track.
But you know what? It doesn't matter what they do. Everyone's going to compare it to League. I'm going to compare it to League. The person who doesn't know shit is going to compare it to League because League is the standard. Like WoW is the standard, League is the standard. So it's all going to be compared to League. If they can stand up on its own and have okay comparisons to League, but they can find something different, then they'll be okay. But if not, if they can say, I can do all of this with League, why do I have to play this game? Fuck that game. Later.
League is Riot. Riot
is
League.
All
right, let's go ahead and open up the lines and take another caller. Caller, you're on the line with Gamebreaker After Dark. Tell us your name, tell us where you're from, and tell us your question.
Good morning, gentlemen. I'm calling from chat. And how are you doing today?
Good, how are you?
Fabulous.
Well, I had a question about Fabulous, but it might come off a bit strange for some people. You know that quite few followers that you have on Gamebreaker are about 20 years old.
Okay.
And is it really wrong that so many people of us even males, want to see you, Shafnet, in a dress. Am I going to be
Yes.
arrested?
There's
No.
something wrong with every single
No.
one of you out there for pushing the subject for well over a year and a half, and you guys still want to see me in a dress. There's
You're the
something
one
wrong
that-
with
you're
all
the
of
one that
you.
Put that dress on. You could have said no the first time you put on that dress. It is your fault. Okay, own your femininity, Shafnet. You look good in that yellow dress. People want to see you in the yellow dress. So wear the goddamn yellow dress.
Please, the masses, wear it.
Oh God, I don't know if I can. I don't know if I can.
Gary would want you to do it.
He's like, you know what? That was over a year ago. I don't know if I still fit in that thing.
I didn't fit in that thing 2 years ago. That was my sister's
It's been a
maid of
busy
honors
year. I've had
dress.
a lot of Wendy's. I don't know with these hips.
Was that the only question that you had for us?
Sorry.
I love it.
All right, that was. I guess
Best
that was
caller.
the
Best
extent of the
caller.
question. Is yes, 20-year-old males who want to see Mike Shafton in a yellow dress.
Wait,
Yes,
Shafnet. Yes.
yes, 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 yes.
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 All right, let's go ahead while we get another caller on the line here. Let's throw it over to another question. But before I do, I want to tell you guys about a sponsor here that helps make all of Gamebreaker possible. Shutterstock.com is a must-have tool for anyone in the creative industry. If you guys create content on YouTube, if you guys create content like we do on Gamebreaker, or making a website, making even home videos. I think that a lot of people, maybe make home, especially when you're trying to get started with editing. Some of the first stuff I did was made wedding videos for some family members. And a lot of the times I was making DVD menus and kind of trying to come up with really cool floral designs. And that's where Shutterstock is really good, because it has a bunch of images that you can kind of pull from to really bring your projects to the next level. So, I mean, they've got a bunch of different artists that basically are designing and creating their art, and then they put it up on Shutterstock and allow you to purchase license to use it in anything that you want. So you get full creative license. You can use it on stuff that you sell and use it as your own. I fail so hard. We have our merch. Oh, it's right over here. Nope, that's
Get
not
that
it.
swag.
We have our Gamebreaker Nation t-shirts. Unfortunately, it's somewhere in this studio over here. Where we used, let me go up here to the top. If I come over here to the light boxes, where we actually can save a whole bunch of different things. And if I go into GB Nation here, if I just scroll down, it's our Gamebreaker Nation logo here with the little dragon that we used from Shutterstock. So we're now making shirts with the Gamebreaker logo and this dragon on them, and on the back it says "Friends don't let friends pug." And we're now able to make that for you guys, and we're using assets right there that we got from Shutterstock.com. So, as I said, we use it all of the time here, and you guys should check it out. If you want to go check it out, if you find something that you like, I encourage you guys to use Shutterstock. But before you check out, if you use the offer code Gamebreaker11, you'll get 25% off your new account. So save yourself a little bit of money by using that offer code, and head on over and check out Shutterstock.com today. All right, let's go ahead and open up the lines and take another caller. Caller, you're on the line with Gamebreaker After Dark. Tell us your name, tell us where you're from, tell us your question.
How's it going, guys? This is Kerr from Moreno Valley again. How are you?
Good, man. How are you?
Pretty good. Pretty stoked for BlizzCon.
Yeah.
All right,
That's about
well,
as
first
excited as I
question.
get. Yeah, all right, that's it.
I was
Done.
gonna say, like, you should be like excited.
Gary keeps putting.
BlizzCon.
I don't know. Real quick, I don't know if any of you guys know this. We're doing this new thing on Gamebreaker here. If you go over to the Gamebreaker page right here, it's just right off to the left. It
Oh my
shows
God,
it says
spoilers!
BlizzCon
Oh my God,
2013.
spoilers!
And what we're doing is we're actually going to be doing a lot of coverage that's going to be posted right to our Gamebreaker stream. And oh, hey, look, the Friends Don't Let Friends pug shirt right there. Boom. Gamebreaker swag. But Gary's been talking to me about BlizzCon, and basically I've been hooting and hollering all over that stream. So if you guys want to check out our coverage of BlizzCon, what I'm trying to say here is head on over to gamebreaker.tv/BlizzCon, and you can get a direct feed of all of the stuff that we're going to be posting from Twitter and Instagram, and it's going to be really great. So check that out if you guys want to stay up to date on our thoughts on BlizzCon. So that being said, what's your question?
All right, I have two. One, what is your favorite hard liquor?
Oh God,
Gin.
gin's a good one. I like them all together in a Long Island. Hmm.
Alcohol.
I'm a Jägermeister guy.
Oh, I can't do Jaeger
I have
anymore.
no.
Everyone's
Can I
got a
tell
really
this?
bad Jaeger story, and mine was
Oh.
just awful.
I do.
Ugh.
All right. So it was actually Halloween, okay? And, you know, Halloween in a college, we're going to the swimming and diving party for Purdue, whatever, blah, blah, blah. I buy a fifth of Jaeger, and I decide, oh, yeah, let's just drink it all before the party. I don't remember anything, and wonderful birthday weekend.
All right, since
Never-
I'm
Kiggles,
also
Never
I'm also a
drinking Jaeger again.
Jameson, a 12-year-old Jameson guy too.
Jameson's
And
good.
there's
I can.
There's
I can
a
get
friend
behind
of mine
Jameson.
that gets me that for every birthday every year. He gets me a bottle of 12-year-old. And yeah, there was a night
Oh
where
my God, you
way
drink
too much
12-year-olds?
way too much of that stuff was ingested to the point where I threw up off my front porch. My friend often tells the story that it looks like somebody just turned a faucet on the back of my head because that just went. Don't
Oh,
remember
gosh.
the rest of that night either.
So you guys told your stories. I'm gonna tell mine, but real quick, drink responsibly. Just gotta say that, especially with BlizzCon coming up. Know your limit. Drink responsibly. Have a glass of water in between every hard liquor drink. Now you know.
Or
So
have
I was
good
in
friends.
I was in college, and I went over to my roommate's friend's house, and I forget what it was, but there I bought a bottle of Jaeger because at that point I'd really liked the sweet taste of it, and I forget how I got so inebriated that. But there was a girl there who was literally goading me into taking shots. Then I got so drunk to the point that she thought it'd be really fun to mess with me. So I was taking shots of Jaeger, looking for a chaser, and she was handing me the bottle of Jaeger. And I was too far gone to realize it. Needless to say, that turned into your story where I was literally, I remember this. I'll never forget this. I was in the process of being so drunk I couldn't think. And she was writing balls on my forehead. And I literally just go, I'm going to throw up. Blah, like right all over my friend's couch, or my roommate's friend's couch. And I felt so embarrassed. And since that night, I've not been able to drink Jaeger again. It was a awful,
the more
awful
important
experience.
question, though, is why didn't you marry this woman?
I don't know.
That's classy
Like a
stuff
good
right
time.
there. Jeez.
So-
I mean, I love Ashley. Don't hurt me.
Yeah. You guys are going to get me in trouble. So what's your other question here, caller? What we answer? I can't believe we even went that far with it. Drink responsibly. Don't come
Yeah.
back and get pissed at me. I'm telling you to drink
Yes.
responsibly. I was young and stupid.
That's what college is for.
I have a second unrelated question, but what I was going to say, this is an extension to the one you guys just answered. How much of whatever you do drink would it take for you to actually put on that yellow dress? I want to see it. I need to see it.
Why? Why? Like, why is this actually a
Give
thing
the
that's
people
happening?
What they want, Chefnit. You don't even have to wear it for that long. You might even like
hug
it.
from Chefnet at BlizzCon's yellow dress. It has to be a picture.
Here's the thing.
You
Here's the
hugging
thing.
a
Like,
large black man in that yellow dress.
I've got to, here's the thing. I got to literally set the record straight. Like, and I don't, not even setting the record straight, but like me dressing up in a dress only happened. It had nothing to do with alcohol. I was pretty stone cold sober when I did it. It only had to do with the fact that I told my sister that if I could be her maid of honor, she's the one person in the world I would wear a dress for at a wedding. I would wear a dress to be my sister's maid of honor. And she didn't ask me. So I forget why I ultimately still did it, but part of me was just like, oh, whatever. I love my sister enough that I would do it in the first place. Oh, I remember the maid of honor was complaining because she was like, I wish I could just put on normal clothes. And I was just like, well, I told Allie that I would get in a dress. You want to just swap clothes real quick? So I gave her my clothes. She gave me her dress. And that's how I ended up wearing a dress. So it wasn't like I was drunk. It just happened. It happened because of my sister.
And it can just
Real
happen
men.
again.
That's even worse though. In my
That's
book.
not worse.
Like at least if you were drunk, you could go, dude, it was this great party. I was really drunk. I put on a dress. There were some pictures. They're on the internet. They will never ever come off the internet now. No, that's not the story. Now you got to be like, I consciously asked.
I've been proud of it.
Like to swap clothing.
Here's the thing though, as much as I don't want, like it's the symbolism of I don't want to do it again because it was a one-time situation. The thing is like, I forget. I lost my train of thought. Literally had my.
Yeah, because it's worse. I mean, it's worse. Is all.
It's not worse.
You don't even have to comment. It's just worse.
Can I just say something? Did you wear heels? Did you wear heels with that dress?
No, I was barefoot.
No, you didn't. So you did not get the full experience, honey. You gotta wear heels with the dress, and you will understand why girls they're always right because they wear the heels, and heels are a fucking bitch. Okay.
Don't wear heels at BlizzCon.
You go walk in heels for an hour. Try comfortable shoes. Fuck heels. Okay.
No heels at BlizzCon.
Real quick, I just remembered. I gotta say, I remember, and we'll get back to the question because I can't believe this became a topic again. I remember now. I remember I was actually honestly proud of it. I really don't care, which is why I don't understand why I take a stand against it because I don't care. I remember the pictures leaked to my Facebook. Gary teased me about it. He's like, it was legendary. He's like, can we put it on the show? And I was like, honestly, like whatever. I don't care. If I cared, I wouldn't have done it in the first place.
Right.
But now it's like I got to take a stand against it because once everybody sees it, then no one's going to care anymore. So I've got to hold out to that special moment so that it actually means something.
I'm going to have to take a camera with me everywhere because I'm going to try it at like bus stops and things like, you want to switch clothes?
Oh yeah, you should totally do that, Bert.
My name's Mike. You want to?
Especially in Pennsylvania. Yeah, you should tell you want to switch clothes. Show me the picture of your nose broken by a fist.
I think, Chef, I'm gonna have some footage to put together for you when you come back from BlizzCon. It's probably gonna end with jail time though, so I'm gonna need you to edit it for me.
All right,
because I won't be here to do it.
Sounds good. All right, let's go ahead and get back to the question though. Here, caller, what's your question?
Okay. Anyway, wow, I'm severely off track as far as my mind goes because of all
Welcome
this.
to After
Anyway,
Dark.
you guys are great. All right. Anyway, so one of my friends got a WiiU. In anticipation for Bayonetta 2, has been playing like a bunch of other menial games in the meantime. Is very disappointed overall with the system, and I keep telling him, don't trade it in. You still have Super Smash Brothers. You still have Pikmin 3 that's coming out, and everything else. He actually isn't that big of a Zelda fan.
Oh, get out of here! It's the only reason to
Why
own a
is this
Nintendo.
person your friend?
Hey, I have many friends, walks of life. Anyway, but the thing is, like, I've actually been seeing like Wii sales, like both hardware and software, just decline across the board right now. Like most of the friends that I have are very like
Wii U or Wii?
Both actually. Most of my friends that had a Wii bought a Wii U basically the night of release, and very few of them still have one.
I know that they're no longer manufacturing Wiis. Now, there was another story where maybe they're coming out with like a Wii Slim, but I don't remember if that turned out to be true or not.
What I mean is basically the people who had Wiis at the time went ahead and traded them and got Wii U's.
Gotcha.
Yeah, and the thing is, most of them no longer have those Wii U's because they've been so disappointed with the lineup and the fact that there's just been no good first parties and very few good third party titles.
Games can make or break a console. I literally just found someone on Twitter to sell my PlayStation 2 because I got a launch day edition. I was really excited for it. Then when they pushed back Watch Dogs and I looked at the launch games, I was like, I don't need a PlayStation right now. Like, it'd be great to have it. I want it, but I'm not about to spend the money on it to just collect dust. Like, there's no point. Games make a huge impact in terms of what players' reception of a console is, and that's Wii U's problem.
This is true. I mean, I feel like they would have just almost been better off just waiting like another year to release the console and putting out Super Smash Brothers with it.
I could see that.
What's the question?
My question. My question is the Wii U gonna come out of this slump eventually, or do you think it's going to just spirit away like the Dreamcast did? I think they're actually going to bounce back from this.
They have to remember their niche though, because their niche. Nintendo I will say that after Final Fantasy left, since I was such a giant Final Fantasy fan, I kind of put down the Nintendo for a couple of years. But the Nintendo brand is synonymous with the Disney brand, if you think about it. It's very fun, family-oriented group games like Super Smash Brothers, Mario Party, which I played with my friend. I told you about the Mario Party game that I shut off at turn 48 and everyone got pissed at me. But that's what Nintendo's brand, they've made it. They've made it the Disney of console. They're the family-friendly party game, and they need to remember that. And they need to go back to their roots, which is they need to have fun multiplayer games that you can play with many people. Because the Wii, as I recall, was amazing for parties. Like in college, we would always play Wii because we would be playing Mario Kart and Mario Party and Super Smash Brothers and all of these games that you play for hours when you're drinking with friends or just hanging out, and that's Nintendo's genre. And
at what point though do those party games begin to die out? We've already seen, and not that they was big on Nintendo, we've seen Rock Band die. That was a huge party game. We're up to Mario Kart 8. I don't think people really care about Mario Kart anymore. I agree with you. When the Wii launched, but this also leads into my point. When the Wii launched, Wii Sports was huge, it was Wii Sports that I think came with it when it launched, and it was huge. Everybody was playing it around Christmas. You were bowling against Grandma and like super like happy that you could just be like, ha, fuck you, Grandma, like I just beat you, like you're playing games with your grandma, and it was great. But then literally by the time next Christmas rolled around, no one cared. No one wanted to take the time to sit around and play. So that's ultimately the problem. When does the allure of these party games that are just recycled year after year after year become a problem? When do they have to innovate and come up with something new and interesting?
You're thinking of it from a commercial standpoint and from, can I sell this game? And I agree with you to an extent that sometimes Mario Kart 8 doesn't seem as good as, maybe it's better graphics, maybe it's something different, and that's why Final Fantasy was so good, because they always changed it. But Mario Kart is basically the same, maybe with one or two different twists. But someone brought up in chat that I still have my Nintendo 64. We still play Mario Kart 64. I play it with my brother, and I kick his ass all the time. I am awesome at that game, and I will challenge anyone out there to beat me. And if you beat me, then you're not going to be alive after that. But anyway, party games do lose their commercial value, but they will never lose their popular appeal. They may wane in popularity, like, oh, I'm going to go play this new game, but people will always come back to the fun party games when they need fun party games. Do you play Monopoly? Do you play Risk? Do you play Clue?
No, every time I play any board game with my family, it ends up in a fight, and I can't tell my grandma, fuck you, Grandma, because I'm in front of my mom. Like, it doesn't really work.
I told you, that's my favorite Dane Cook line. Get off me, Grandpa! Nana is a cheating whore!
Cheating whore!
Okay, there's a big problem here, right? And some of chat has pointed out that the Wii U sales are actually up right now, which is true. However, at the end of October, Nintendo released its financials for this year over last year, and the company's, while making profit, is down, and the Nintendo specifically cites the Wii U as being a technological thorn in its side. Yes, the sales are up, but the revenue and the actual profits from the unit are dragging Nintendo down. To me, no, it's not coming out of its slump until they get sexy with a new console, because investors are now shying away from the company. So it does not matter what games, whether party games die or not, or thrive and you sell it to kids, it doesn't matter. If investors keep pulling out the way they are now, the company's actually in trouble. And this is their words, not mine, that the Wii U is dragging their revenue down as a company.
Can we tease that sentence out, though? Hasn't Nintendo been dying like WoW has been dying for the past 2 decades? Wasn't Nintendo dead after Super Nintendo, before Nintendo 64? Wasn't it dead when Nintendo 64 was on?
The difference is this is a current
Wii was
console. Like
coming up?
people were saying the Wii is dead long after the Wii launched. People were saying the Super Nintendo was dead until the N64 launched. Like the problem is the Wii U launched. There isn't anything like in sight. The Wii U came out last year.
And don't misunderstand, I'm not sounding the death knell for Nintendo. They've proven that they're very durable and able to create something that people want and bouncing back. I'm specifically answering the question of the Wii U. To address what you just brought up, Kiggles, yes, we've always said, oh, Blizzard's dying, WoW is dying, Nintendo is dying. That's not what's being said here. It's not us saying it. It's Nintendo saying their product is hurting them. It doesn't get any more death knell for the product than the company that made it saying it's hurting us financially.
Okay, but that's just the product. That's not the company.
And that was the question. And that was the question, was will the Wii U rebound? And my answer is no.
So,
and even Nintendo doesn't think so.
Real quick then, because we need to move on. We have other callers to get to. Real quick, we're on the cusp. We're literally about to get the Xbox and the PlayStation. They're doing stuff with Google, or with Microsoft Smart Glass, and they're doing stuff with the PSP. They're integrating these handheld systems into their games, but nothing is beyond requiring it. Is the way that the Wii U interpreted the touchpad to be this next generation thing signing its death note? Because it's not a console anymore.
Ooh.
Did they try and did they go too far and try and re-innovate the nature of the Wii motes and the fun nature of swinging around, and now you're messing between? Because I've played the Wii U and it's weird. Like, some part of me doesn't get some of it. I'm like, why am I playing on a touchpad here by myself? But it's like mirrored up there. And like the new Super Mario Brothers, you're like, oh, here, Grandma, play with the touchpad and give me blocks to jump on. That's gonna be fun for you. Like, no, the person who gets the touchpad is your 2-year-old cousin that you used to unplug the controller for and then play for them and be like, oh, you're doing so good. That's what the touchpad is.
Well, that's the nature of all technology, isn't it? It doesn't work before it works. And maybe they went about it the wrong way, and maybe it is the death knell for the Wii U. But in my eyes, Nintendo still holds all of the cards when it comes to portable. Does it not?
Oh, no, I totally agree with you there. And I'm a Nintendo fanboy, so like I said, don't misunderstand. I'm not saying the company's done for. I'm only talking about the Wii U. Shafnit, with your thing, though, I don't think the touchpad was necessarily the nail in the Wii U coffin. I think it was a combination of things. For the first 6 months, the branding for this thing was awful. The first 6 months leading up to launch, and then the 6 months after launch, people didn't even know it was a different console, right? I mean, there was so much confusion coming out of E3 on, is this just a controller that can be used on the Wii? But they said Wii U, so is that a different system? The messaging was confusing to people that weren't hardcore gamers. If you were mom and dad buying things for kids for Christmas, this was very confusing, and it wasn't sorted out very well either. So there was a lot of things that conspired against Wii U. It wasn't just this, yeah, you have a cool technology, but it's not being utilized very well. It was a lot of things that piled up.
And here's the thing for Nintendo going forward. Get back to your roots. Know what you're really good at. And do that very well.
Zelda.
Because but I mean just the whole platform. Like Super Nintendo, Super Famicom, whatever you want to call it. It was the thing. Why was it the thing? Because it had all of the games. When they know what their brand is and their technology supports the brand that they're creating, they will flourish. And Nintendo is by no means dead. And Byrne, I don't think that you ever said it was ever going to be dead. But they need to. Maybe it was a failure on their part, but at least they tried to do something outside the box, and I appreciate that. But they need to correctly evaluate the repercussions of what they did, refine it, or throw it away, and come out fighting.
Don't name
All right.
anything. WiiU.
Let's go ahead and open up the lines and take another caller. We got about 10 minutes left, and these guys. We got 3 callers left and about 10 minutes to go. So let's try and get through these next calls. We have been just going off on tangents all
Lightning
day.
round. Let's do it.
Caller on the line with Gamebreaker After Dark. Tell us your name, tell us where you're from, and tell us your question.
It's Adam. I'm from Ohio. I'm going to BlizzCon tomorrow, or I'm leaving for Cali in about 6 hours. So,
Wonderful.
Time to stay up and play League with Kiggles all night.
God. I don't want to pick on Mike Shaffnet anymore because I think he's getting a lot of flack tonight. So I'll go to my main question. Being that we're about 99% sure that Warlords of Draenor is going to be the next WoW expansion, it still leaves the question: why did? But what do you think? The Dark Below, that's still kind of a trademark that they used. Is it going to be for something? I think it's related to maybe kind of hopeful here, maybe a Warcraft 4 or something to do with Titan, or maybe weren't they talking about a StarCraft off at some point? I don't know. With Blizzard, it could go in any direction, I think. But I just want to know what you guys think, if it just was something to throw us off initially from the WoW expansion.
First of all, you want me to show you the Dark Below?
No.
Whoa.
No? Okay, good. They already have the StarCraft expansion IP, don't they? I believe. If I read correctly on Gamebreaker.tv. Yes? No?
I am unaware of this fact.
Oh my god, you're a terrible host. What was the question?
You're a terrible guest host.
It was Dark Below. Do you think that it's going to be?
No, by the response that Blizzard gave to MMO Champion, they went all up in arms. Oh my god, why did you do this? I bet you they sent lore and they were trying to assassinate those MMO people. I bet you they were, because lore does that.
Well, that was you're talking about for Warlords of you're talking about Warlords of Draenor, though. You're not talking about Dark Below. They didn't get up in arms about Dark Below at all.
No, but they got up in arms about Warlords of Draenor, which gives you a clue.
Well,
if
yeah.
They were getting, yeah, well, yeah.
So I think that I agree that gives a very big clue that there's a strong chance that's going to be related to something that's going to come out in 2 days, by all means, because they were very clearly trying to keep it a secret. But that I don't think that has anything to do with the Dark Below.
Because they
just let it pass.
Blizzard historically isn't good at keeping secrets. Do you think that they, like, with this one, they were like, oh my god, we were 72 hours away. God damn it. We were 72 hours away, people.
They did it with Hearthstone. No one knew Hearthstone was even going to be a thing.
That's because they kept it between like 3 people. Are you kidding me? They never announced it. This was just a
But this wasn't anyone who announced it. Supposedly, they found a copyright or a trademark paper.
Yeah, excuse me. If you're Blizzard and you're thinking that you're going to keep this a secret, and you are going to try and keep this IP a secret, when you have how many subscribers and you have how many fan sites and you have how many people scrutinizing your every move, like this guy, you don't think people are going to figure out when you trademark something? Are you kidding me? You thought you were... Why would you... And if so, if they were
real quick,
faux outrage, then good on them. They're amazing actors.
Real quick, I gotta say, none of us know for certain that Warlords of Draenor will be a World of Warcraft expansion. We know we don't. No, we don't. There's nothing out there that says we know. We can officially we can draw the pieces and draw conclusions, and it looks very good, the same way that Mists of Pandaria did, that it will be World of Warcraft. Yeah. But all we know is that it's clearly a title that they are pursuing. We don't know anything for certain. I have to say that.
To answer the question, if I have to put my money down on it right now, WoD is going to be the expansion.
What is it a WoD of?
WAD will be the expansion, and I think Dark Below is nothing. I don't think it's actually used for anything.
What about Corgis Unleashed? I think we can agree that's going to be Heroes of the Storm,
that's the
Corgis Unleashed.
Oh, see, to me, Corgis was the logical conclusion of Warcraft, so...
No, see, but for me, it was the Hearthstone expansion, because it hasn't even come out in, like, real time yet. It's still in fucking beta, so why would it fucking be an expansion to a game that hasn't even come out?
I don't know. No idea.
That's right, you don't know.
Let's go ahead and take another caller. We are running out of time, but real quick before we move on, I want to tell you guys about another sponsor that we have right here on Gamebreaker, the great service of Audible.com. Audible, if you guys do not know, is a audiobook service that allows you guys to listen to audiobooks on the go wherever you are. And the convenience of listening to audiobooks is great in today's age because everybody is extremely busy and you're running around. Maybe you're picking your kids up from school or you're driving to work like I do for 30 minutes a day both ways. It's a great time to sit down and try and start listening to an audiobook. Now, we're coming up into the Christmas season. There's some great movies that are coming out in the next couple days, next couple months. One of the big ones that I think a lot of people are excited for is The Hunger Games. And both Catching Fire and the first one are actually available. And it looks like actually the third one as well, Mockingjay, is available. So here's the thing. I heard a lot of stuff from people who watched The Hunger Games in theaters, and they said that it just didn't do the book justice because they were at the time they were very, very worried about how far they could go with the story and because they didn't necessarily know if they were going to be able to make a sequel or not. So it's a great way to get acquainted with the entirety of the story, the stuff that you missed out that they took out in the movie by checking out the audiobook for the Hunger Games, which is available on audible.com. It'll only take you about 11 hours to get through it, but it'll be worth it. So go check out the Hunger Games for any of you guys out there who are excited about that. Or if you're not, they've got a ton of... You approve?
I approve. Hunger Games is an amazing trilogy, and everyone should read it because it is an amazing trilogy.
Or listen to it.
Amazing. Amazing. Whatever. Listen, read it, do whatever Dexter's Laboratory did and do it in your sleep. Omelette du fromage. Do whatever you want with it.
So check it out, guys. It's really super easy to do. You just head on over to audible.com/gamebreaker and you'll get hooked up with a free 30 days and allow you to download a free audiobook so you can pick up any of the amazing books that they have, like The Hunger Games or Ender's Game or World of Warcraft books, Diablo books. They've got tons of books that are available for download. So head on over, audible.com/gamebreaker. All right, we got 2 more calls to get to. We have a very short amount of time. Let's see how fast we can get through this. Call here on the line with Gamebreaker After Dark. Tell us your name, tell us where you're from, and tell us your question.
I'm Zachary. I'm Zach from California.
Hey, Zach.
That's an awesome name.
Thank you.
You would.
My question is, what do you think the Season 4 changes about warding in League of Legends, how big of an impact will that have on the professional scene and also in the ranked tiering system?
Real quick, before Kiggles goes, and before I gotta let you go and swap callers real quick, you should check out Waypoint that's going up this week because I don't go super in depth about it, but I'm pretty much going to tell you, I think, what I'm telling you right now, but you should watch it anyway, so go check out Waypoint because I talk about awesome League of Legends stuff. Kiggles, I'll let you go first, and then I'll give my 2 cents.
Oh my God, as someone who supports, I love it! Yes! It is the birth of support carries! Oh, I am so tired of supports getting all of the shit and none of the glory.
I gotta say,
tired of it.
It's nice to see this change to try and help push people. Because the biggest problem is supports usually got the burden of having to ward everywhere. And if there weren't wards on the map, everybody started yelling at the support. The problem with this was the support was the least amount of income generator on the whole entire map. So how can you throw that burden on a support? It didn't seem fair. So what Riot decided to do was make some changes and make it so that the responsibility kind of falls on everyone. The problem is, I don't necessarily know if everyone's going to do it. Yes, they're giving a free item to everyone that allow you to place down a ward or some sort of a vision, material, but I don't necessarily know if that's going to solve a problem. The other big issue is only 5 vision wards and only, I think, up to 3. You can only put 3 wards on the map per player. That's going to cause a problem because sometimes good map coverage required the support to lay down 5 to 10 wards at a time, having your jungle warded and their jungle warded. Now you're going to have to really start throwing the idea into the AD carry and the top and the mid that it's their job to jungle. And right now, none of them really do it. And it'll help. I think it'll help in the long run because people are going to start to lose because there's not as much ward coverage. And you're going to learn that you should probably place a ward to save your life. But I think a lot of people on LOL Nation's YouTube are bringing up a lot of good controversy about it. The one thing I want to throw back to you, though, Kiggles, here real quick, is have you seen the new maps that are coming out? They've changed the way the jungle brush is working.
Can I interrupt, though? I mean,
Yes,
just
you
skip
may,
over me on this one, because, Chef, you totally you stole my thunder. I mean, everything
that I was going to say
was
the tables have
exactly
turned.
what I was going to say. So you guys can just skip me for this one. Go ahead.
Cool.
You made the points already.
All right, I
Have
appreciate
I seen
that.
it? Yes. I have seen the extra camp in the jungle.
I don't even care about the extra camp because the caller specifically was talking about vision.
And I've seen the item. The one, like the blue little chrysalis thing that gives,
No, but have you seen how big the brush is at the moment?
No, I
Wow,
haven't. I didn't really
I don't want to know how big the brush is. Okay?
They've taken sea bush as well as yes, burn.
Yes, you couldn't even say it without smiling.
They've taken the sea brush and they've taken the some of the L brush and they've designed it so that it's much smaller, so that one ward grants a vision of the whole area. The problem here, good in theory. The problem here is that you've lost the ability to dodge into brush, because that used to be your escape path. You would walk along the course of it and walk along the edge, and they would lose vision of the person along the way. That was how you stayed alive in the jungle.
Okay, but is that how Riot envisioned it, or is that how it just came out in coding?
God, who cares?
No, it is not. Who cares? Because this is the intention of what they are. If this is how the game is being, it's clever use of game mechanics, also known as cheating. Okay, if this is how Riot intended it, then it is so. Okay, because League is Riot. And
Riot is League.
Huzzah.
All right, let's I guess with that, we got to get to this last caller here. So let's try and squeeze them in here. Caller on the line with Gamebreaker After Dark. Tell us your name, tell us your where you're from, and tell us your question.
Hello, this is Eduardo from Mexico.
How's it going?
Yeah!
Hey. Well, I'm fine. So my question is it Hearthstone or Hearthstone? Because I have seen people saying like Hearthstone, and that doesn't sound right. Why do some people pronounce it differently? What's the story behind that? I think there's something.
Well, why do some people, and I get this might not be the best analogy here. Why do some people say tomato? Why do some people say tomato? Some people,
one way is correct and one way is wrong, and you're stupid and you learned it incorrectly. Okay. Why do people say one way and one people? Because no one gives a fuck about Hearthstone enough to say it correctly, so they say it 75 different ways. I say poor man's magic, and that is the correct way to say it.
The correct way to answer your question, the correct way to say it, and I run into this problem all the time, it's Hearthstone. I think the problem is phonetics. When we look at it, when we're seeing it, and not to mention, like, I didn't have anyone telling me that it was Hearth. It was a Hearthstone in my bag when I started playing World of Warcraft. For like the 6 years that I was playing, I didn't have anyone telling me that it was Hearth. I just, for 6 years, was like, I'm going to click my Hearthstone. Do you have your Hearthstone? Get a new Hearthstone at the inn. Use your Hearthstone to go to teleport. Because I just trained myself, because phonetically I was reading it Hearth, because there was an E in there. And that's the problem, because there were people like me that were training themselves to say it wrong for all these years. Now that there's finally a game out there that's publicly using its name, I'm getting called out on my mistake.
Because it's bubble hearth. You're bubble hearthing. You're not You're not just, if you were an old, well, I guess it's back in the game now because there's a talent for it. But you're bubble hearthing. You're bubble hearthing. Whatever. Who the fuck gives a shit? As long as they understand you, who the fuck gives a shit? Is there another game called Hearthstone?
You want to know, just to answer your question, you want to know who gives a shit? The internet. You get one thing wrong. You get one thing wrong. Even if it's just a mispronunciation of the one syllable, doesn't matter. You're wrong. Everything you just said about the game is wrong. You don't know how to say its name. You're wrong. Nope.
Yeah, well, that's because the internet is fucking temper tantrum bullshit 12-year-olds, and they can go shut up because they're butt farts.
The dark below, huh?
What now? Dark below?
Listen, Jaffnet, any way you want to say it, as long as people understand what you're talking about, is correct. Titus, I get all upset about it, but I could give two. Actually, I couldn't even give one. I couldn't even give half. I could not even give 0.25s of a bleep about how the hell you call it. I just like to antagonize.
Did you just bleep yourself 65 minutes into the show after a dozen F-bombs throughout the show?
You know what? I am pulling a shaft. It is called comedic integrity. Leave me alone. Leave Brittany alone.
Zach Schultz, you can follow him right down there at the Zach Schultz. You should catch him each and every week here on After Dark. Where's my music?
Enjoy BlizzCon.
Is my music not coming up? I don't know what's going on here. I can't get music to play. Whatever. The Zach Schultz. Oh, there it goes. Be sure to follow him right down there at the Zach Schultz. Mike Byrne, you can follow him right down there at Mike Byrne, at Magic Man 1. Music's distracting me now. Be sure to catch him all over Gamebreaker TV, free to play, XIV, Reborn, each and every week here on Gamebreaker. And you guys can follow me right here at Mike Shaffnet. Be sure to catch the stuff that I do over on the League LOL Nation TV YouTube channel with now 2 shows going up each and every week, as well as check out nice show that Mike Byrne helps write and produce, XIV Reborn. I help edit that as well. And all of the cool stuff that we put up here on Gamebreaker TV. We do a lot of video game related MMO content. So if you guys are fans of any kind of MMO, be sure to check out Gamebreaker.tv. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys have never seen this show live before, as you can see, it's crazy. We don't even know what's going to happen. We literally show up and you guys call in and make the show happen. So every single one of you callers out there, thank you. We couldn't do the show without you. And if you guys have not tuned in live and considered trying to call in, please do so. We always love new callers. So come by Tuesday nights at about 8 o'clock. We'll start taking calls and get you on next week's show. Thank you everyone so much for watching. We appreciate it. We'll see you next week.